Today we're here with Francis Author to talk about the installation, The Medallion for the Contemporary African Immigrant. An artist by the name of Rosine Kwame created this installation out of these bags called Ghana Must Go bags. In 1969, Ghana enacted an order called the Aliens Compliance Order, ordering all of the immigrants to leave the country. Most of them were Nigerians. In 1983, Nigeria did the same thing with the expulsion order, targeting specifically Ghanaians. Over 2 million Ghanaians had to leave the country at that time, and because of the hasty way in which they left, they used these bags called Ghana Must Go. I'm here today with Francis Author, who was a Ghanaian in Nigeria during that time, to talk about his experiences.
Good afternoon. My name is Francis Evans Arthur, and this incident that you just heard, it happens that I was one of the people from Ghana that migrated to Nigeria during that time. Fresh out of school, Ghana was in a serious revolutionary crisis, and we have no choice but to flee because the country was in a sort of famine, torturing innocent people and all that. If you happen to be at a certain place at the wrong time, you must be mistaken to be among those that this military were seeking for. So this is, if I mean torture, it's not that they are torturing everybody in Ghana, but there are certain areas and certain times we have something we call curfew, 6 to 6. You got to be indoors by 6 p.m. And if you are found, it's like you are breaking the rules that time. So you can meet up with any brutality during that time. And because of the country's instability, me with some of my friends decided to leave and go to Nigeria in seek of a greener pasture. And I was in Nigeria for just a brief period, I think 5 months, when they enacted that law that aliens must go. And this aliens must go happened because Nigerians were feeling that the jobs that were there, that was supposed to be for them, Ghanaians are there taking it over. So they asked us to go. We were only there just to work, but we became the victim during that time. And it was tough because we were given only 2 weeks to leave. And these 2 weeks, you got to, because it was like a payback to the youth of Nigeria at that time, because they've already had 69, Ghana did the same sort of thing. So this was like a revenge. This time it's our turn. You must go. So anywhere you go around the streets in Nigeria, people will be saying, hey, you still here? Haven't you leave yet? And I mean, you can't stay. Even though I was having a good job, the directors of my job told me not to leave. I know for them it's okay, but who knows who might come behind them. So we all decided to leave, and the only place for us to go was the airport or the harbor, which is the Wharf Port Authority of Nigeria. And over there in Nigeria, we have to be in the port for about 3 weeks before the Black Star Line, Ghanaian national vessel, came to pick up people. And during that time, people has been tired waiting, you know, for that so long. Everybody rushed to be the first to be in that vessel. And during this course, some people fell in the water. Those who cannot swim were drowned. And me, among other people that know how to swim, jump into this water, in order to save some human lives. We the Ghanaians were so much in Nigeria that a ship or two couldn't take all of us. Even though some people tried to go home by driving through the roads, and there were many accidents. Could you imagine what they call 18-wheeler? That in Nigeria they use it mostly to load and unload cattle. Human being happens to be the carrier those days, and we were here. I did not witness because I was all along in the port waiting for a ship to come so that I can go home. But we were there and we were hearing how this 18-wheeler had an accident and many people died on the road. It was chaos. I mean, I wouldn't want to see a scene like this, never again. Be here, be Africa, be wherever. Let us respect one another as human beings, and let us stop all this deportation and visa issuance, you know. Yeah, it is true for anybody to have a passport when you are traveling. That is your identity in case of anything. But the harassment and all those things got to be stopped, because that person is traveled from his country to the other country, not because he hates his country, but because he thinks there must be an opportunity somewhere waiting. That is why we all took to travel. The Mexicans or the Ghanaians or the Nigerians here in the United States is not because they love here so much. Each and every one of us want to go home. But it is not easy living down there. So any nation that will be fortunate enough to have immigrations coming, you've got to be thankful. Because in any nation, if you look, if I travel from my country to another country, there are certain jobs that if I am in my country, I may refuse to do. But because I am in another man's country, I may take up that job. That is how it goes all around the world. People may not like to be gardening in their country, but they will do it in another man's country. And aliens contribute a lot. Immigrants contribute a lot to any nation. America today is very powerful because why? We have all nations in one nation. I can quote from what a famous Brazilian by the name Chico Mendes once said: "United we stand, divided we fall." This is how it is in the United States. United. And like I was saying, this is a bag that can contain what a suitcase can contain. This is a bag that was so strong, so fitted, that you can put even a sewing machine, any heavy material in there, including your whatever you have. So people, and it's cheap. That is why a lot of people, because when we were given this notice to leave, so many people like myself were not ready to leave. I know for sure that nobody would like to leave other country to his country with such a bag. But when something is emergency, as it was in Nigeria, hey, you go according to the budget. People feel this is cheaper way for them to gather their belongings.
The installation that Rosine did is really great because it captures that history so that future generations can know what happened at that time.
Exactly. The name is still there today. Ghana Must Go. That is the nickname they have given to this bag, and still today people are using it. It wasn't there. It was there long before the deportation crisis, but that is when it became known to the world. Right now you can go to Europe and see this same bag being sold elsewhere somewhere.
What do you think about designers like Louis Vuitton who have used these Ghana Must Go bags to make boots and shoes and that sells at, you know, a high price tag? What do you think about that?
Yeah, this is a bag that used to be mocked at. This is something that people will be teasing you back in the days when you are holding such. But today, this is a bag that is in the world fashion. If Louis Vuitton is using this material to create his design like it is today, well, kudos to Ghana Must Go back. This is part of history. and it got to be told, just like me. I was in Nigeria, thrown back to my country, but today where I am, I'm in the United States. It's just the same. Ghana Must Go is now all over the world. And if Louis Vuitton is using it for his artworks, well, kudos to him.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Francis Arthur, for participating in the WHEEL project, sponsored by Texas Southern University Department of Research.